How's it going, guys and gals? This is Advanced Warrior here, and welcome back to another Advanced Wars by Web replay commentary. Alright, so this one is actually an old one, like a really old one, not a recent match. This match actually happened back in October. Now, for any of you guys who are wondering, I have played Advanced Wars by Web since February 2021, so October was about halfway in my Advanced Wars by Web playing career, whatever. And right now it is May, so it's about 15 months that I've been playing Advanced Wars by Web. And this was at the point where I started to understand the CO balancing a little bit. I used to play games where all the COs were allowed, and I would just play Sammy against Hachi and Colin and Sensei and all the likes of those tier 0 COs. But oh, that was rough. But yeah, once I understood the tiers, I knew how to set up the tier rules now, and I knew which tier the COs were in. But I still allowed higher tier COs against my lower tier COs. As you can see, I am playing a tier 4 CO against a tier 2 CO. So, moving on to my CO, we have Jake. Jake's units gain a plus 10% attack when his units are on Plains, which is a nice bonus that you would see a lot of the time because Plains are very abundant in Advanced Wars by Web, and generally all Advanced Wars maps, or most Advanced Wars maps. However, Plains are usually something you don't want to be on too much because compared to a forest or a city, Plains don't give you that much defense. Plains only have 1 terrain star, cities 3, forests 2. I don't know why I said that backwards. But yeah, Plains are just, sometimes you won't want to have the bonus. Sometimes you would rather attack from a city because you're going to get, say, 30% defense compared to plus 10% attack. Usually the defense is better to have. But and this also worked for air units as well. Although his powers do synergize with his day-to-day, his normal power is known as his power is known as Beatdown. Beatdown gives all of his units plus 20% attack when attacking from Plains, and all his land indirects will gain plus 1 range. And it's a nice little niche power, although you won't get it for battleships apparently. But his artillery, rockets, and missiles will get that nice plus 1 range bonus, maybe to get a surprise shot. And it synergizes well with the Plains bonus because if you have an artillery on Plains, they are lacking defense. However, usually you would be protecting your artillery, and if your artillery are protected, then the lack of defense on Plains would not matter so much. And Jake's super, though, is really nice. It's you get it at 6 stars, and what this does is it boosts his Plains bonus up to 40%. So now you would actually probably consider taking the damage over the defense, and you could get guaranteed 2-hit KOs, or more than guaranteed 2-hit KOs with the Plains bonus. His indirects also gain plus 1 range, land indirects, and all of his land vehicles will also gain plus 2 movement, which is really great. It kind of reminds me of a light Isabella. Isabella had an indirect increase, a firepower boost, and a movement increase, which I use to kind of break stalemates. As for Jake, I just like the movement and attack boost that you could get from him, and the increase in indirects is just very nice. Alright, so Eagle. Eagle's day-to-day is that his air units, the player says Untis, air units gain plus 15% attack and plus 10% defense, which is really nice bonus, both the attack and the defense. And his air units consume 2 less fuel per day. What this means that if each turn, air units will consume 5 fuel, because obviously they're still flying, and even if they're just flying in place, they still have to use the fuel to keep up afloat. I think that's the logic behind Advanced Wars by Web. I mean Advanced Wars in general. However, Eagle's -2 fuel, you might notice it, like if you've been using the air unit for a long time, but yeah, it's a nice bonus. Not complaining. However, his naval units lose 30% attack. Now, this might not seem like much because most likely you would not want to play with naval units. You can go ahead and build your transports, but attacking with them you don't really want to see. Naval units already struggle to begin with because they're already expensive and they already have they have limited movement with water and sea. So you can just ignore the weakness on naval units and Eagle will come out as a pretty solid CO. His power is Lightning Drive, only 3 stars, and it just gives a plus 10% to his air units, attack and defense. You almost never want to use this power. If anyone was going to use this power, they probably would use it when they know they're not getting Lightning Strike, which I don't know why you'd risk that. And if you want to use a CO bonus, which gives you a plus 10% attack and defense by itself, and they do stack. What you usually want to do with Eagle is save up for his 9-star Lightning Strike, which gives him the small boost to his air units, as well as giving his all of his non-infantry units the ability to move again. This is pretty insane because attacking twice is already pretty strong. You could move an indirect in range of another unit and then use the power and they can fire from that spot. You're able to use your battlecopters to move in and then move out from anti-airs, and your other units, they would just be in range of the army, and then you could pop the power and they will all be in range again. Your army could attack your opponent's front and then attack the front again and then break through and try to go for the back units. Yeah, attacking twice is already very, very strong. Only problem with that is that it is a bit slow. His super is 9 stars. Me, for Jake, I have 6 stars for my super, so you might see my power a lot more than Eagle's, obviously. Alright, so the map here is called 1v1 OK Hazama, and it is a light base map. So we only got 2 bases. We have the airports on its own island, so you might want to use the black boat, which is given to you for free to try to go there. We have recons on each of our horizontal sides, used to watch the opponent getting the comm tower or the port. It can just move in 4 spots, kind of limited on vision, but it is nice to see how far your opponent is going to try to get that comm tower. Alright, it's a fairly open map, some forests that can be used to cover your properties with artillery, and there's a lot of plains, which is why I did choose Jake for this map, but I still allowed tier 4 for some reason. 2 bases for Eagle might be a little difficult for him to get huge value of his Lightning Strike, because the bigger his army is, the more valuable it's going to be. And plus, it's also a wide open map, it's also fog, so it's going to be a little trickier for my opponent to try to use Lightning Strike. But I guess we'll just see how it goes. And if you're wondering why the replay looks so different, I'll explain all by the end of the video. I'll put a link in the description below. So, turn 1, just simply build my infantry, and I move my black boat in range of this infantry because there is nothing that this infantry can capture right away, and I like to have my infantry up closer towards the front to start capturing the more contested properties. And I move my recon up to try to get the most information I could ahead of time. So my opponent gets the free infantry, just moves it forward, and for some reason moves the recon up top. Don't know why, doesn't matter at this point of the game, and moves the black boat in range of his 1 infantry. Alright, so I put my infantry in, and I want to go for this city, and then maybe I can start going for maybe these 2. And I'm just moving my infantry just in range to start capturing the properties. Gets a free one, moving forward, and he drops his infantry up on the south of the Black Boat. This infantry is not in range of capturing this property. Perhaps he wanted to get his back properties before moving forward. That can also work, but when I do that, I usually find myself lacking some presence in the middle. And now he moves his recon closer to the south, which I agree with. You're closer to your enemy, you're gonna get the vision. Likely gonna send this infantry to the port. And yes, I do. Moving that Black Boat in range. Day 3. Probably gonna see a bit of the same. Although, doing this, he blocks himself from... He could have put his Black Boat here, but doing this, this infantry cannot follow up for that Black Boat and then have another one start capturing the port. So, a bit weird for my opponent's capture phase. And he builds a turn 3 recon. Now, I've heard someone say that turn 3 recons are very aggressive because you are going to miss out on infantry that you can use to start capturing properties. So yeah, I do like I say, try to get the most efficient properties, and I build in APC. Now I currently do have some trouble trying to use an APC, but I guess because the properties were so far away, I felt inclined to build an APC. Plus I had the income for it. I keep waiting my recon at the end of the turn. It's just like a weird OCD thing, probably. Recon. Was that the full movement? That was the full movement of the recon, so no mistake from my opponent. Alright, he's going for the properties, builds up their infantry. Capture what I can. Try to go for that back city. APC moves up. And I think I will drop it in range. Or I didn't know about the APC trick. I didn't know about the APC trick. What you can do in Advanced Wars by web is if you... An APC will look like it's moved its turn, but you can actually wait with the APC and still click on it and move an infantry up top. So this infantry here, I could have moved it here and then I could have dropped it off here, which would have been in range to capture that city. It was just something I didn't know back then. Again, like I said, this game was back in October. Alright, turn 5 for my opponent. Finally captures their port. A bit late though. Black Boat moves back a bit further. Probably might go for this airport maybe. Recon's moving in the center. If I had something capturing now, I wouldn't be able to... if I was capturing this now, I'd be able to get it, but if I started capturing next turn, I probably wouldn't get that city. And he built a tank and he base skips. Like I said, this was a light base map, but my opponent probably could have built maybe an infantry and maybe an artillery or go APC like I did. But yeah, I did not know about the APC trick. Love my Black Boat to finally go for my airport, and looks like I might go for this comm tower. Very early. Not going to see any combat for the time being, and they do not provide any cover. Oh, I'm sorry, they do not provide any income. So an early comm tower, usually nothing you want to do. All right, so my opponent sees my city there. Starts capturing their airport around the same turn that I am. Has their tank moving up and has a second recon, probably to go scout out this top side. Capture my back cities. I, for some reason, start moving my artillery down to see if it's maybe safe to continue moving forward. That might have been why. I could have had better use of this APC, honestly. But yeah, I load my infantry in the Black Boat and I finally build my first tank on turn 6. Hopefully I'll be able to punish this recon, and if this recon was up more, I could see this infantry here, but this recon would not be able to see that capturing infantry. I feel like I'm going a little aggressive on the bottom side here. My opponent tank does not cover the recon. You can kind of tell this is like a slightly lower level players, the two of us, and he builds an anti-air. A bit preemptive, but I guess it can work. You know, it'll be closer to the front lines. The helicopter will come in, try to attack, and it'll be heavily punished. But it feels a bit early because the airport is isolated on the island, and you have to invest some time to try to get that. Alright, so I move my recon in. I could see this infantry is capturing the city. Do I interrupt it though? Okay, I do go for the interrupt. I don't get trapped, but I do scout out this recon. And I don't think I would have been close enough to be like one tile away from it. Recon scouts out 2 more infantry in the back. APC going for this property on the top. Day for my opponent finally goes for their comm tower. APC is moving up. Black boat. I kind of like what he did. He's using the shoal here that I didn't use because I moved my infantry forward towards the right. But he's using his black boat to try to get more forces down on the south side. I kind of like that. And here he's trying to capture in front of me. Will force me to expose my recon, so I can see why they would go for the capture. Alright, so they are now in range of both of those cities, in range to see these cities so they can interrupt that cap. And recon on recon attack. They're going for... I guess this tank will probably back up soon, but the fact that this recon's on the city, you usually do not want to see recon on recon combat. My recon does spot out this that tank in the bottom though, so I know to be cautious. I think so. Alright, so tank moves in. Barely kill the recon. That's the only time recon on recon's okay. A 1 HP recon is very, very scary. So I don't think I see this infantry up here, but I am capturing 2 properties, so I might have a decent chance. I put my infantry in range to capture that port. I have a tank to try to cover the bottom side. I use my infantry to block the tank, but I probably didn't realize that the tank can just loop around on the other side. Yeah, there's no point. And I feel like eventually I might need an anti-air. Also, I was facing Eagle, so that might have been why I had my anti-air. Maybe a turn or 2 later than my opponent, but I'm at least ready for the next one. Black boat is staying on the port just to refuel itself. Opponent is 100% going to get that property. Oh no, I think I put this infantry here to protect my recon. Black boat actually gets trapped because I put this recon here, so that was kind of unfortunate for my opponent. Could they have gone for... They could have gone for maybe the shoal, or maybe they want to go down further, but yeah, just be careful when moving through those shoals. Anti-air is reinforcing the bottom. Tank gets a free hit on my infantry. Recon, not a free hit. Probably forgot that I had a tank here, but that recon is going to get punished. But he interrupts both of my caps on the top. Tank reinforcements coming down. Recon coming in the south. Infantry, actually both of us abandoned our infantry, and he finally built his helicopter, so actually good timing for my anti-air. Infantry. So I used the Plains bonus and I one-shot this recon. I think without the Plains bonus, it would still live. I'll put the calcs up later because we don't have the damage calculator up here for some reason. So instead of going for this port, I try to protect my infantry capturing the city, and I use the APC to block the top, so that top infantry cannot interrupt my cap. Funny trend with me using APCs to block. Oh man, I don't know if I should stop doing that or not. Alright, so I tried to go for the center contested property, which was kind of a dumb idea, honestly. My artillery is moving forward because I'm Jake and I want to use my artillery benefits, artillery synergy, build a battlecopter recon, and I end up base skipping. Back then, no one told me that base skipping was bad, so be prepared to see that a lot. Remember, this was old Advanced Warrior. Aggressively, actually not aggressive, I guess it's alright to have your infantry up, but he'd probably be less inclined to do so if his recon attacked first and saw my recon up here. Tank moves back, does not see my infantry, doesn't go for the recon, surprisingly. It's not protected, so I don't get punished for having my recon out there, and he builds a second battlecopter, probably just to roleplay as Eagle with superior air units, and he goes for an attack on my recon, which I don't agree with. You usually want to try to kill the recon if you're attacking one, but this just costs you some HP and slightly drop your income. Alright, he builds his next recon. I think this is his 4th recon now. He's lost 2 recons trying to scout and he gets punished for it. So I finally capture those 2 properties on the top, and I go back to go find the port. Tank moves in, does not kill the infantry, even with the plains bonus. So I think I wanted to kill this recon. I guess leaving it up is okay if you're not going to have so many forces in this very specific corner, but I very much wanted to kill my opponent's vision. Alright, so artillery moves up and my tank goes in. It is in range of this other tank if these 2 infantry are killed. So I get a nice first strike. I protect my recon. Infantry are moving forward, trying to get this center property. Second recon moving forward when I already have one here. Maybe it's gonna go towards the center. I build a second anti-air because I like my anti-airs to cover each front. Opponent finally gets that center property, hides his top infantry, and looks like they might lose their black boat. And they're trying to go for this one. My opponent also did not capture this port yet, so if this port was captured, this black boat probably could still be alive. Alright, recon moving in, doesn't kill my infantry, so my tank will not be attacked by that. Recon moving in up top. The air unit moves. Well, it is outside of my outside of the range of my recon, but maybe it's outside a bit too much. Probably could have been a tile closer. He builds his 3rd battlecopter. My opponent really is role-playing as Jake. Alright, so artillery moves up. And I try to go for a aggressive hit, using the forest as protection. It was the only option that I had, but it is something I would also try to consider, because plains have less defense than forests, as I've said earlier. Interrupt the cap on the bottom. Spot out the infantry. Alright, I'm moving up, and actually this airport placement wasn't that terrible. This air unit placement wasn't that terrible. It is outside of my range of my recon. Finally, I start capturing that back port, and I do get trapped. My black boat or infantry would not have been able to reveal that recon, but my infantry that was stuck on the island, it's gonna find some use up here. His infantry is stuck on this island. Probably gonna need a transport copter to take that out. Alright, and I build a battlecopter, tank, infantry, so I didn't base skip this time. Wonderful. If this cap ever gets interrupted, I have plenty of join caps to reinforce. And I just choose to fuel my tank. I get a nice hit on that recon. Probably gonna die next turn. I lose the cap down there. Recon moves in. Again, recon on recon. If you're attacking a recon, you might as well kill it, because a low HP recon is still going to have a lot of value. Alright, my opponent goes for another aggressive capture, but kills the infantry, so if I cannot stop the capture entirely. Battlecopter moves in, kills my recon. I am in range of the Battlecopter, however, so if I get the vision, I will be able to kill it. Alright, turn 13. Finally capture the point on the top, captured my center city, get a really good first strike on this recon, and Battlecopter dies to my anti-air. And I protect it with... and I protect my anti-air from the bottom side with my APC. Finally kill the recon in the back. And I use my black boat to try to move probably this infantry up on this long line of shoals to move it up faster. So I do have some good transport use with my black boat. Could have done better with my APC, but like I said, I'm not the best player. Artillery moves here. Not in the safest position. I could have put it down here, it would have been a bit safer. And I could have put my tank here to try to repair and cover at the same time. But instead I used my artillery here and tried to protect with my tank, which was not the best way to go. And I decided to build 2 tanks and move my recon down to see the bottom side. I still see they have not captured their port yet, so I did feel like I was at a bit of a lead when it comes to income, and I am capturing 2 of his properties. Will take me 3 days. Does not kill my tank. Does see my artillery. Doesn't plan to go for it though. I did have it covered though, so I guess very good on my opponent. Oh no, I'm sorry. They had the anti-air attack from the bottom. And my artillery is hit for taking 7 damage. Also goes double tank, moving his infantry forward. Recon moves back to try to scout. Sees that my black boat is up here. So that is some information for my opponent. Turn 14. I use the anti-air to kill the recon because I'd rather have my tank attack something more powerful. Infantry is in range to capture this city thanks to my black boat. I hide my tank and I put my APC on the city. I probably could have kept it on the bridge to keep it out of vision, but if nothing has vision of my APC, it can still first strike it because it's being spotted by my opponent's city. So I got 3 tanks moving down, and my APC, no, I'm sorry, my anti-air kills the other anti-air. So my Battlecopter should be safe down there. Pull my recon back. Maybe could have had it on the city for repairs, but I guess I just thought maybe the tank will just loop around and try to kill it. I would have counterplay for that though. Alright, so looks like I'm doing well on the top side. Struggling a little bit on the bottom side. And I finally tuck up for a medium tank. Put my recon up the top and still see nothing. Alright, infantry moves up for a bit of scouting. Sees my anti-air. Probably going to cover it or, yeah, do exactly that. Get some really good first strikes. Tanks are moving up. Infantry encounters. Builds 2 anti-airs. I guess maybe he probably hasn't spotted this one, but he knows I have 1 up top. So that is unfortunate. Oh, and I have my super now, so I have block rock. And this artillery, It's not going to show it now, but this artillery can now attack this tank and this either of these two tanks. Oh, and I'm pretty sure. No, it's still not in range. Oh no, they are in range. So I think I will attack this one because these tanks are in range. So let's see what I do. I get a huge income swing from the top, and I finally capture these two properties. APC moves forward on a more defensive tile, I guess you could call it, because bridges provide 0. APCs cannot attack, however, so that 40% bonus doesn't matter. And this is at this point overextension. I guess I wanted to block these two bridges to try to get this capture, but it's just not worth it. The helicopter moves in to try to cover. I could have had a nice opportunity to use this black boat to repair my helicopter to maybe 9 or full HP. And I'm just like doing like a heavy cover for the city here. I think I might get it. I have a good chance of getting this. This artillery, man, that indirect bonus is so nice. Probably could have had a planes bonus had I moved my my anti-air, but I think I used my anti-air to attack this copter, and I drop the HP down to half. So yeah, they'll probably be less inclined to attack my battlecopter now. Of course, I don't see the second battlecopter coming. My opponent built a lot of battlecopters. They really, Eagle would probably be happy to see all this. And battlecopter anti-air infantry, because I do see this this anti-air dying. All right, so now it is day 15. I wasn't paying attention to the bar on top because it's less flashy than Advanced Wars by Web, but all that damage now finally put my opponent to get their super. So I probably might not get this. Probably might not get the city. I'm expecting some very. Is that annoying? That is a bit annoying. I'm expecting some very nasty counterplay. So they capture the city. Recon moves in, spots the anti-air. Infantry attacks on the river, and they're just moving in. First strike on my tank. First strike on my APC. Anti-air is moving in. Tank kills my infantry. Infantry attacks. I am sure there are better ways to play this, because infantry do not get the movement bonus, but they do get the plus 10% attack and defense from using the super. So in a certain attack order, my opponent probably could have gotten more value off of it. Battlecopter moves in. Infantry doesn't dent my 2 HP battlecopter. Builds vehicles before using his lightning strike. Loops around. Hits my anti-air hard. Doesn't kill my tank, surprisingly. My opponent goes for the battlecopter kill. Anti-air moves in. Battlecopter trying to kill my one tank. Recon kills my infantry. I mean, sure, I can't capture much anyways. Anti-air kills my one tank. Recon, infantry. All right, so I would say that was a fairly strong turn for my opponent. They definitely got some good attacks in. They have two battlecopters, more HP than my battlecopter. Just in front of all of this, my anti-air is weak. My other anti-air is going to take its time to get there. But I do believe that it does not kill. I'm sorry. The combination of those two units do definitely kill, so that was nice. Use the planes bonus to attack. Recon does not get the planes bonus, but it is hidden and it kills the infantry. Kind of protected by my artillery, unless my opponent attacks from the bottom road. Killing off the infantry. Weakening that one. Battlecopter cannot see that medium tank. I have another one coming forward. Finally captured the top city, so now I'm ahead by 7? Wow. I'm pretty sure those are cities. Yeah, I'm ahead by 7. That was pretty crazy. You know, start to fall back. Start protecting these 2 cities. APC. Kind of use as a scout. I see the anti-air. I see the tank. Should have known that last turn though. Build a medium tank for that top side. Alright, day 16 for my opponent. Gets in the forest and attacks my infantry. Battlecopter attacks my tank. Anti-air deals 3 damage to my tank. I guess that's alright. Recon does kill that other tank, so doesn't look like I have a whole lot to really stop that anti-air. And yeah, in that infantry on top, it captured, but it's dead. Recon tries to scout ahead. Captures a lab, hopefully as a joke. Labs do not give you anything. Battlecopter pulls back. So it kind of did its job. The Battlecopter was occupied to try to kill this APC, and he probably wanted the tank to move up, but yeah, it did what I wanted it to do. APC, you still served me well. Battlecopter, infantry. Alright, so I moved my medium tank 1 space up for some reason. I don't know if that was a mistake or not. Kill that infantry. I suspect I'm losing that tank, so I just kill what I can. Anti-air for the top side. Battlecopter, infantry. Black boat is about to die, so I build. So I put a port. So I put it on the port. I'm happy I captured that port. And I just wait all my units because I'm trying to make sure that I have moved everything and nothing's just standing around being wasted. Gets really good first strikes. Looks like my opponent might want to start attacking my Battlecopter, and he's really going for this lab capture. Not what you necessarily want to do. Alright, so trying to go for my interrupters. Oh, so he finally does build that transport copter. Yeah, he's probably going to get these 2 cities back, but I do have a nice income advantage. If I were to lose these 2 cities, that would be at 18 and my opponent would be at 15. I'm still ahead by a bit much, but they are slowly starting to come back. And they have good vision on my half of the map. So I decide to put my things in the forest, and I start to retreat on the top side. I feel like this top side is lost. I'm gonna lose these 2 cities. Try to maybe regroup my units together. Medium tank in vision range of both recons. Yeah, I can't sneak anything up there, but if he sees that medium tank, they at least might be less inclined to leave those recons there to kill. I get trapped, but I do scout out that anti-air, and I don't go for the anti-air. I go for the tank. Yeah, newer player. I mean, like younger player back then. I would have attacked this anti-air, and I would have had a Battlecopter that would have been roaming a bit free. But I do kill that tank at the very least. But I could kill that anti-air, and I would have a safer spot for my Battlecopters. They're moving in though. Now I do have a sizable force down here. No opposing medium tanks for my opponent, so the only thing that would hurt me are Battlecopters. But if he goes for the Battlecopter play, I have an anti-air. I have 2 anti-airs and 2 Battlecopters. Half of them are very weak though. So I lose the top cities. Now it's 18 to 15. They won back their properties from that top side, and yeah, they're going for the Battlecopter play. And they trapped my medium tank, but I should be able to free it. Alright, my opponent, his job is done. capture their properties. Recon moves up to scout. Doesn't get to hide in that forest because I had that infantry prepared there. Infantry are just moving forward. These infantry look like they might want to go for the top cities. Everything else moving on the bottom. So looking at day 19, I am just behind by 1 unit, but I do have the unit value, probably because I have 2 medium tanks that are about to roll around these guys. Medium tank and infantry kills off the vision. Have my recon up. Get some great information. See the helicopter, not the tank or the anti-air though. Alright, I pull back and my anti-air goes for the kill. Looks like I'm trying to bridge it off again. Slowly creeping my helicopters up. It's honestly kind of fun to see old me playing. Send a little defense force up here, and I have a stealth. I didn't base skip for the stealth. Holy crap! Yeah, my stealth is ready to go reinforced. Stealths are probably one of the most broken units in the game, and although you may argue that they would want an APC. When I played this game, I just thought I won't need an APC. The Black Boat can actually repair and resupply air units. So most likely I'm sending my stealth towards the top where my Black Boat is. I am going to get less use by bringing from the bottom. Closest I could bring the Black Boat is here, down at this tile, but I can go a bit further on the top. So I might just like send my stealth up, move in, come back, resupply. Yeah. Alright. Opponents are moving slowly. Captures this lab. That infantry probably could have done something better. Alright, recon moving in. Spots out my anti-air. But probably already knows I have one down here. Recon spots out my weakened battlecopter. Will he go for the attack? Alright, so it looks like his opponents are regrouping and he builds his own stealth at the exact same time. I forgot, what did we do to like have this much money? But yeah, that's crazy. We both build our own stealths. Recon moves in, tries to spot out anything, doesn't get anything, and of course the medium tank runs into the recon. The anti-air tries to kill it, but unfortunately no. It is a bit closer towards the enemy, but I wanted to try to use the Plains bonus. Sometimes a Plains bonus can be a blessing or a curse. Alright, I overextend over here, and I do a really dumb attack with the weakened battlecopter. That Plains bonus was not going to save me. Although I do also suicide this anti-air to try to kill that battlecopter. So yeah, this is obvious overextension. I usually, if I overextend, I usually have some kind of counterplay. I don't have that great of a counterplay. I mean, yeah, I could have like an anti-air attack a battlecopter. That goes for my mech, but who knows? I keep my battlecopter back though, but it is protecting that medium tank, which and this anti-air, which is not bad. Nice, I guess. All right, Eagle battlecopter, it gets a really good hit on the medium tank. Probably gonna lose all these units. Doesn't kill the recon. I guess he's just trying to spread his damage out, but in this situation you want that recon dead. Although I am cut off from the rest of my army, so my recon is trapped. That cheeky little recon, trying to get the most information it can. I think I did watch the replay and try to spot it out. Alright, here my opponent, he moved his stealth and it's already hidden. Usually you don't want to hide it until you're somewhere where it could be exposed. If you hide it now, it's just going to use up a lot more fuel. So yes, I see the recon, and it does make me pull back just a little bit, but I am glad to have blinded them. Medium tank moves up, kind of protected by my battlecopter. Artillery strikes down that infantry, so they can't get any captures. Get a nice first strike, kill that infantry, drop this battlecopter to 3 HP, and Plains bonus Jake one-shots that transport. Unsure with or without the Plains bonus that would die. And I'm injuring all these infantry, kind of spreading my damage around, and I think this was good. If you damage your infantry, if you damage your opponent's infantry, they can't have that many infantry walls, and they can't have... I refuel. This is why I built the stealth. They will have weaker infantry walls, and if they win the bigger battles, they cannot recapture. As we saw what happened up here with these cities, I had infantry to capture, and then my opponents won that battle again. I pulled back, and they had their infantry to just recapture these cities. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2 cities they recaptured. Alright, and I built another medium tank infantry. Helicopter moving in, stealth, moves left and then moves down. Usually when you move a unit, you want to move it somewhere where it's going to be dedicated. If you don't dedicate an infantry's movement, they're just wasting time going back and forth. Infantry gets trapped in the forest. I do lose the recon though, but that recon most likely had really nice information for me. He begins to pull back. I can respect that. You know, try to force me overextend. Base skips even though they had the money to do so. I mean, okay. Do a little bit of scouting. And I try to weaken all the infantry. And I begin to recapture a property, or attempt to. Like I said, you win the battles, your healthy infantry are going to help capture. Stealth finally moves in. I don't think I hide it yet. So, oh wow, I actually didn't hide it yet. I'm actually kind of proud of myself for that. Alright, I begin to win these small engagements. Medium tank moves in along with the rest of my units. Artillery probably could have been used better to cover, but yeah, probably could have been used better. Put on the plane. And I have a battlecopter in front of my infantry, anti-air on the top to try to take this city, not take it back. It was never mine to begin with. But it's just an example of infantry follow-up. And I built 2 anti-airs. I don't know why. Oh yeah, because this one was weakened. I had one up here though. Maybe I wanted to do 3 fronts, like one up here, one goes in the middle, one goes in the bottom, I don't know. Alright, artillery is in range to attack this one, and surprisingly that infantry survived. Maybe if I did have my artillery here, it would have been spotted, and they would use something more powerful to kill the infantry maybe. They had the anti-airs to do the job, definitely. And they built an APC for their stealth. Move the medium tank up by 1 for some reason. And the stealth moves towards the south. Capture that property on the top, and I capture the property on the bottom. So now I have a 9 income advantage. Alright, so artillery hits that infantry on the city. It dies. Pull my medium tank back. But my thing is up though, and now I choose to hide it. I'm pretty sure my black belt on the top is going to refuel. Yep, it is going to refuel. Yeah, I have a good force on this top side here. It's almost like a funny little front shift that's been happening, you know. I attack from the bottom and they get weak. Then I have stronger units on the top. They get weak and I have stronger units on the bottom. That's what I'm kind of noticing. I'm going back and forth with my fronts. I guess I already had it in me to try to win one of two fronts, 2 of 1 fronts, and I built a rocket. Oh man, the rockets. They're so slow, I'm sorry. Next turn I will be able to move it though. A lot faster with the Jake Super. Alright, so Battlecopter finally tries to kill the Recon. Not gonna get some good value though, because the Recon probably will win this fight eventually. Stealth moves the medium tank. APC resupplies the medium tank. Battlecopter moving up. Infantry to protect this comm tower, and infantry attacks the tank from a city. Okay. So yeah, it looks like with what are these attacks? All right, looks like my opponent, with the lack of vision they have, is trying to protect their cities, and I can see that. All right, so I scout out first, and I have my block rock. Let's see here, Battlecopter, not getting the planes bonus, sadly. Alright, medium tank though, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think the medium tank, actually no, never mind. Nice little planes bonus though. That was definitely a planes bonus. That was 100% use of the movement and planes bonus. Medium tank takes out that tank. And here you can kind of see I'm like grouping my units together on the top side, and I'm threatening their HQ. I just moved my stealth in range of my black boat. As I said, I moved my black boat in stealth to the furthest point where it can resupply. I have funny use with my stealth up there. That's kind of hilarious. I see that my opponent hasn't captured their port, so I'm just like, oh, free income. Let's go. Keep my anti-air hidden in case my opponent has any funny business trying to attack my Battlecopter. Wow, those anti-airs are just zipping. It's great for reinforcements, and look at this. The rocket actually got it around the mountain. I'm glad it could. Yeah, it would have gone a little bit past, but yeah, it's I guess the movement is also great for reinforcements, as we just saw with the anti-airs coming in. Actually, I think it does cover all of my vehicles. Build a medium tank, and I build an APC. I guess because the stealth is about to move away from the black boat, the APC is probably going to resupply, and I do have 1 infantry here. So my opponent finally reveals their stealth, and it is kind of low on fuel. They do have that APC though. Infantry gets trapped. It would have been off the city if there was nothing to trap it. Traps my gets trapped by medium tank. I don't know why my opponent didn't attack this Battlecopter. Attacking this Battlecopter, it's not hidden. It's over a forest tile. It's if you guys ever notice that, it's not a bug. They just they're already revealed. All right, now the lightning strike comes out. Tries to get some vision, resupplies their stealth, and yeah, this is their counterplay. A vision of all that reveals my stealth, however. So, of course, I am now facing the possibility of a counter fighter. But the stealth's already out here, but it just chooses to kill my infantry. I mean, sure. I'm glad that's the case. Alright, begin to capture the port. My opponent could interrupt it if they use the APC to scout and the stealth to kill. Rocket's making its way up, and I build my fighter to counter the stealth, and that does mean I do base skip though. Pull back the medium tank to try to kill the anti-air. Stealth probably could have looped around and kill the anti-air from the bottom. Get some more vision. Do kill that helicopter. Artillery doing work. Medium tank comes up, tries to kill that little tank. And doing all this, I do trap the medium tank. It can fight itself to be free, but it's gonna have to work hard for it. And I begin to capture 3 properties. Probably not gonna get this one. I have a good chance of getting this one, and this one is just to make him do something. Alright, infantry moving up. Infantry bought. Fighter I already bought, so I can't buy anything else. Alright, so my opponent brings his stealth up, uses it to scout instead of capturing, which isn't the best thing. Trying to attack into my forces, and what can they do? It's they're already so behind on unit count. I'm a little surprised he didn't surrender yet. And he uses infantry to attack this infantry. Actually, yeah, that's not too terrible because he does this infantry. It's already his property. He doesn't need to capture. All right, so I finally captured the port, and I have 10 income advantage. Fighter moves up. Infantry moves down to try to scout, and I interrupt the cap. Little skeleton crew doing its job down here. Artillery. This is a good artillery place, honestly. Really helps fight around the city. I do get the top city, so now I'm 12 income ahead. Recon just pokes a little bit and tries to scout out. Could have moved this tank to try to get the plains bonus, but I guess I just wanted it to stay there. Alright, get more attacks on the infantry. Put the anti-air here to try to scout out the medium tank, and I use my stealth, kills it. Again, unsure if it was plains bonus or not, but I do have an infantry right next to my opponent's HQ. And I just move up a little bit, just to do like some mini scouting, you would say. And I built a second fighter. Probably, no, I could not have built a bomber from that actually. But yeah, I am having air supremacy, and I can actually use my yeah, these fighters are actually going to do better for that stealth, although I can do stealth on stealth attacks though. Alright, and they're down to 9 units. I have almost triple the amount of units for my opponent. They're under 50 unit value. So the artillery moves up. Rocket moves up. Helicopter attacks. Sacrifice my recon to see what my opponent built. I probably could have moved it up one more. I don't know if I could have moved it up one more. I could not, so I wouldn't be able to see the port from that position. Put my stealth in the front. Okay, healthy tank in the back. On the top. Healthy anti-air. Infantry in the back. I'm sorry, tank in the back. Infantry begins to capture, and I just start surrounding all of my units in like a box. Kill that infantry. I still don't see that stealth. All my units moving up. This infantry can join cap if it ever gets interrupted. Fighters moving in, covers everything but that anti-air. Second fighter is on its way. Medium tank moves up. Infantry move, and I use beatdown just solely for the defense. So it will be a little harder for my opponent to try to break through. And now I build my bomber, infantry, and base skip. Base skip bomber. Alright, so opponent gets a little lick on my recon, and he finally resigns. Because I was definitely getting that HQ cap. Yeah, this was, as I've said, a really old replay that I had, but it was one that I really wanted to share, because this was a kind of a fun one where I was winning one side, and then they were getting injured, and then I started sending my other forces on the top, and I was winning that side, began to capture some properties, and it was just like a back and forth between the top cities being taken and retaken. and eventually, once I got past this middle part, my units kind of joined together. They synchronized a bit better, and I had a giant force around my opponent's HQ, and that led to my victory. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is another replay that I am very, very happy to do. As you've seen, replays are coming out weekly, and every time I upload a video, I read all your comments. I'm getting the views, and I'm getting a few subscribers, and I really appreciate all of you guys for subscribing. Even though I feel like I'm a bit of a mediocre amateur content creator, but all the support that I get, I thank you so much for. But that will do it for the end of this video. Guys and gals, this has been Advanced Warrior, and you all have my warmest regards. Please take care. Alright guys and gals, really quickly, I almost forgot to do this at the end. So the replay player that I was using is called Advanced Wars by Web Replay Player. I think it was designed by DaemonHunter. I think that's what their name was. Thank you so much for creating a very smooth replay. Yeah, obviously you have to do less if you could hear my mouse, you have to do less clicks, because just one click gives you the action of move and attack. Usually it's 2 clicks to show you that, but here you could see we have 3 options for Advanced Wars by Web Replay Player. Select a replay and import a replay. Obviously you can import by what I do is I drag my zip file into the player, and yeah, you could just select. Here you have all these replays. You can actually back out with the escape key, but yeah, all these replays, they are here to stay. No matter how late it is, you are always going to have it. Like it's not the best thing for like big awkward maps, like there's one, yeah, this one. It does feel a bit awkward to try to fit in the whole thing, but when it works, it works. Like you just saw with this one, I can move it around. I can mouse wheel, scroll in or scroll out. Yeah. It's very smooth. I love the options that you have with the replay. I will put a link in the description below so you can have access to the replay, and they will only work if you have the zip file for it. If you have the zip file, you have the replay viewer, you can view it as many times as you'd like. Not as many features as it would be on the site, but it's still nice to have if you just want to view old games. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. Now, take care, for real.